Bad North is a tactical strategy game where you have up to 4 squads of troops defending against Viking invaders across different islands. This game is currently available on Xbox Game Pass and published by Raw Fury. As always, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you really liked it. It's a classic roguelite, kind of in the vein of FTL, and where you have a map that you're choosing one location to the next. The difference being that you have to rest after each battle, and then after that turns over, the invasion force kind of extends farther. Story-wise, it's pretty light. You start with 2 squads, and these are basic, just militia, and that's all that tell you. You have a home, and then you decide which island to go one after another. On each island, you can choose which troops to deploy. In the beginning, you only have 2, and then you gradually get one after another. And so you're looking for those banners to collect more, and then the question mark for picking up items later in the game. After the first battle, you collect coins based on the number of houses that aren't destroyed, and then you can decide what to recruit your troops as, from militia to archer, infantry, or pike, and they all have different advantages, disadvantages. Besides recruiting, you also have the question marks that show you that there are items on each island if they are completed. And these have various benefits from like economic to combat that you can use tactically. Get farther into the game, you collect more squads, so you can switch between troops if one is fatigued to cover more of the islands. There's also a setting that you can turn on and off the blood, so it is more suitable for like younger kids, like T for teen, or more mature with the blood. The gameplay has 2 parts. You have the map, where you're going from island to island and then upgrading your squads or giving them items and deciding what to do next and like managing their fatigue. And then the combat, where you're defending an island, choosing to deploy your squads to it, depending on the like topography, whether like there's higher ground, lower ground, making it easier, number of houses that give you coins that you use to upgrade all your abilities and your squads. And then the number of troops that you're fighting. The more enemy types that there are, the more numbers overall. So you're taking risks of having, typically up to 2 to 4 squads, because then you want to use the next ones when they're fatigued. When you highlight a squad, as you're seeing here, this is all in real-time combat. Everything goes into slow motion. Like with another game I reviewed, Bomber Crew, highlighting one person, it goes into slow motion. So this gives you enough time to maneuver around the map, because it takes time for them to walk around depending on the location they're going, and then decide based on the troop type where you want them. Like archers, you want to have higher up. You're seeing here I'm moving them up there to combat the units, and the type of Viking units that are attacking. Like there's some that are archers, like you're seeing here, that I'm getting my troops out of the way so they're out of range, and other units like pikes in the bottom there. They can't attack when they move, but when they're stationary, they can't break through. You just have to worry about those archers. That's why I'm moving the infantry into attack. So there's pros and cons with each of them, and you want a mix. You typically with archers that I find. After you have defended an island, depending on the number of houses, you get the number of coins. If a smaller house is less, bigger house is more. And then gives you statistics, and then you're back to the map, showing which island you conquered and ones that you can go to next, and the fatigue of your squad. To help you out, when you got a lot of numbers, you have skill abilities. Here I'm using the Archer Arrow Barrage, and these have a cooldown that are recharged, and they all have their own unique abilities. Depending on the situation, you want to be using one or more of these. Another example here is, this is one of my favorites, with the pike. What they do is they do kind of a Phalanx Charge that you tell them where to go, and they all move as one unit, taking them out in one swipe. And then items, another thing that helps you, you're able to pick up items with that question mark I mentioned before, assign it to a squad. All of these, again, you can upgrade. Like the bomb you're seeing here, I can throw down. So you can do different combinations, like have a range attack with pike. And some items have other like economic benefits, where there's more number or you can recruit, and other ones have damage, like here with the War Hammer, where I can do like a ground pound and I knock the units back. Overall goal here is to upgrade everything with each squad. You kind of have your first string and second string more expendable soldiers that you kind of find out as the game goes on. Here's the Jotunn Edition, where you have traits now that give benefits like collector items are cheaper, and then the codex that tells you as you collect things what each thing does, the items, the abilities, and the type of squads that you have. And then in the middle of each game, there is now a checkpoint where the game is saved. This is where there's a map with a church in the middle. So you're able, if you die, you're able to go back. And there's an option to restart an island too if everyone dies. Finally, you can see the enemy types now when you're looking at the map over the island. There's a question mark if it's a new enemy. You have a very hard difficulty after you complete hard difficulty, and a new enemy, the two-handed swordsman that is very offensive. Totally recommend the game. The Jotunn Edition just makes it better. My one gripe was if you die, there's kind of no point starting, but now they have allow restarts on islands, so this is kind of removed. The additions, though, are great. Like with the traits, it individualizes the characters more. You can kind of plan tactically. The showing the enemy types thing, the codex where you can see information about everything, and then the very hard difficulty if you want to have more replay value. I recommend just playing on Xbox Game Pass as it's not a terribly long game. Like, subscribe if you really like the video, tap that bell, and I'll see you next time.